You gotta get a discount on that meat. Yeah, me and you talk. We'll talk. Discount. All right, we'll talk, we'll talk. We'll talk. Memorial Day. Yeah.
Being here before.
We good every day. I know, I'm trying to. Yeah, we work it out. Yeah, work it out. Oh, they don't want to do a cookout. I don't have it like that. So.
The Chicago Common Council meeting will now come to order on Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. Will you please rise for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Clerk, roll call, please.
First District Councilwoman Monica Gonzalez. Here. Third District Councilman Terrence Hill.
Here.
Fourth District Councilwoman Stacy Winfield.
Present.
Fifth District Councilman Robert Garcia.
Present.
Sixth District Councilwoman Gilda Orange.
Present.
Councilman at Large Dwayne Rancifer.
Present.
Councilwoman at Large Vanessa Hernandez Orange.
Present.
Councilman at Large Kenneth Monroe.
Here.
Council President Lenny Francisco.
Present. Can I have a motion to accept the minutes for the meeting on Wednesday, March 26th, 2025?
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Gonzalez, seconded by Councilman Garcia. Do you have any questions on the motion? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Hill,
Saying I was absent.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Rancifer,
Yes.
Hernandez Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Francisco.
Yes. Have any communications from the mayor?
Yes. Good afternoon, Doug Bowman, City Controller. I believe everybody's familiar with Council Resolution number 25-002. I'm going to confine my remarks to the mayor's response. In 2018, our gaming partner, Ameristar Casino, generated around $17,400,000 in revenue for our city. Since Hard Rock Casino arrived on the gaming scene, our revenue has fallen by more than $3 million annually. Because of its superior location and excellent entertainment facilities, this impressive entirely land-based venue is our primary competition for gaming customers. Clearly, Hard Rock lauded for the addition of the Jones Convention Center to enhance its casino operation. The addition of its planned 300-bed hotel will undermine Ameristar's only competitive advantage in being the only casino in the area of the hotel. The award of the County Convention Center to Hard Rock Casino will endow with further impact and erode the viability and success of our gaming partner, Ameristar Casino. Gary's Gaming will come at our expense. For these reasons, I hereby veto resolution number 25-002, and I encourage the council to reconsider its position on this owner and support our own local gaming industry and the Oakland Mayor's City of Chicago.
Thank you. Thank you. have any communications from department heads?
Yes, accounts payable warrants 031325 CC, 040925 CC, 040925 LA. So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Gonzalez, seconded by Councilman Monroe, to accept the accounts payable warrants. Have any questions on the motion? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia,
No.
Orange,
Yes.
Ransford,
Yes.
Hernandez Orange. Yes. Monroe,
Yes.
Franciski.
Yes.
Payroll warrant biweekly 032825, payroll warrant monthly 040125.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilman Hill, to accept the payroll warrants. Have any questions on the motion? Madam Clerk, roll call.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Ransford,
Yes.
Hernandez Orange. Yes. Monroe,
Yes.
Franciski.
Yes. This time, do we have any committee reports? I believe I did get one email about the property on 4400 block of Homerly. They're looking into the compliance with benefits. That was some of the tax abatement we gave them a few years ago. I'm going to move that over to the tax abatement committee, which is chaired by Councilman Ransford, with Councilman Hill and Councilman Garcia. I'll have our attorneys send you over what they have. It's imperative that we meet, because it's May 10th, correct? Can you
Right,
talk on that?
yeah, they would need to meet and come up with a recommendation for the next meeting. A representative will be here at the next meeting to answer any questions. So if you guys can have a call on it or Zoom or whatever before the next meeting, which I think is the 23rd.
To Councilman Ransford, I'll have her send all the information to you. Okay, thank you. Have any other committee reports? Moving on to board reports. Do we have any board reports? Madam Clerk, do we have any ordinances on first reading?
We do not have any on first reading.
Any ordinances on second reading?
We do not have any on second reading.
Any ordinances on third reading?
We do not have any on third reading.
Moving on, do we have any resolutions?
Yes, resolution 25-0004, sponsored Councilman Robert Garcia, resolution of the Common Council of the City of East Chicago concerning a petition for special use variance to allow for a 4-unit dwelling without off-street parking on the property commonly known as 3620 Hemlock Street.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilman Monroe to hear resolution 25-0004. Have any questions on the motion? Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Ransford,
Yes.
Hernandez Orange.
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Franciski.
Yes.
Consideration of resolution 250002 vetoed by the mayor. Resolution 250002 sponsored the East Chicago Common Council in its entirety. Resolution in support of the Lake County Convention Center in Gary, Indiana.
So moved, Mr. President.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilman Monroe. Excuse me, to hear resolution 25-0002. Any questions on the motion, Councilman Hill?
Yes, when I came in, I was speaking on this, but I heard some other remarks by my other colleagues about the convention center and the hotel. I'm looking out for the city of East Chicago and its future. As you know, we're losing money already to the Hard Rock Casino, and we're gonna even lose even more money. if they build this convention center and this hotel. Matter of fact, they're gonna build 3, I heard. And all the gaming players we have here that's coming to the Ameristar, I'm quite sure they'll go into the new excitement. So with that being said, I don't want it, you know. Everybody's saying Hope might not give us no money. Gary's not gonna give us no money either. Nobody's gonna give us any money. Now, I understand what he's saying about Ameristar. Maybe they need to step it up and start doing more commercials or even building something new addition to the casino to attract other gaming people. But, I don't want to vote on nobody that's gonna be close to me to take food out of our mouth and revenue from our city in the future. Everybody talking about the future for the kids, future for this, and if we don't get this money keep coming into our city and going somewhere else, we're not gonna be able to do that. So I'm with the veto myself. Thank you.
Any other questions? Councilman Garcia?
Yeah, Mr. President, I just like to point out that when we had Klein shut down, a lot of revenue, we lost a lot of, boat lost a lot of revenue. And that had nothing to do with the boat, right? Then COVID came, another one right after, not too long after that. So there's a combination of things, you know, Ameristar needs to rebrand. They haven't rebrand, they haven't petitioned the state to do, they could do a land base if they want to, which they could rebrand themselves and even build it bigger and better if they wanted to. And that's what they need to do. There's been steady income still coming from them. That boat still ain't going nowhere. I think the convention center is going to the city of Gary, which is going to help the city of Gary, and I think going to help out West Indiana. It's going to help out East Chicago too with jobs and stuff like that. So that's it.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
One of the things that I see is that in order to get to Gary, you have to come through Chicago or pass it. So it's a win situation for us because it's gonna bring more gamers here. And if it's too crowded there, they're gonna come to us. We're the closest casino. I see it as a positive, and I do think Ameristar needs to step their game up. We were talking earlier, we were the first vote here. East Chicago was the first vote, and everybody else had a chance, the other cities had the chance to look and see and how they could grow, and they did. And so I think now it's a time for Ameristar to step up their game, but I think also as a city, we need to come together and find out what we could do to help them. Maybe we need to, I don't know, look at the marina, look at what's behind us, what's on the side of us. Maybe instead of having 3 days of Music Fest, because that kills their business for 3 days because they don't want to come with the traffic. Maybe have it 2 days, or maybe Ameristar can give out vouchers for people to play and say, hey, after this is done, come see us. There's a whole bunch of things that need to be considered. And I think that as a city, we need to come together, know that this is gonna happen wherever it's at, and most likely it's gonna be in Gary. So let's plan and let's get together with them and see how we can help them, and we can work together to make sure and ensure that they are here for the long run.
Councilwoman Orange?
I don't always agree with Councilwoman Gonzalez or Councilman Garcia, but on this I do agree, because I'm looking at it as that Gary is a sister city to East Chicago. When you look at who has been ostracized in the state, it's usually Gary, East Chicago, and Hammond. And we are usually left out of everything. If that convention center comes here, you can get on a bus people from East Chicago that want to work can get on a bus to get there. You can't get on a bus from Hobart, get on a bus and go to Hobart to work. You can get on that bus, and because Gary has never stopped running their buses, and you can get on the bus to get to the convention center. And yes, we may lose money, but we are losing money anyway, because do you think that these people aren't going to these other casinos? They just built one over here on Torrance Avenue. Hard Rock, if we was gonna fight for something, we should have been fighting for Hard Rock not to be on the expressway. Because that really took it, it killed the gas stations on Guthrie. It killed the businesses that was anywhere around, because people usually came off the boat and went straight to those businesses. So if we were gonna fight for something, we should have fought so they couldn't put it on third. excuse me, on the expressway. So I understand the mayor's plight. He has to negotiate with Ameristar and talk to them. But I'm also looking out for the people of East Chicago, because it may be at least for jobs. I don't think that the CEO, Matt, has ever stopped helping East Chicago. From my understanding, they give money every year to East Chicago. They give money to the Christmas party and everything. And I just think that in the long run, with the relationship we had when he was there, will carry over. If it doesn't work, then East Chicago gotta step up their game and bring something that bring people back to East Chicago. I mean, it's a lot of things we could do too. There's a lot of land that inland has that could be cleaned up and something put on there. So, cause I mean, I wanted the Star Wars Museum to be put there, because if people could come straight from, Illinois, when they was looking, and Illinois told them no, but that was a prime place for, to put it right there in Star Wars Museum. So we have to step up our game too. So I'm not, I have to, vote to override this veto.
Councilwoman, Hernandez on.
So I thought about this a lot and I heard all sides, and I respect the stance of the mayor and his stance of, you know, how he feels, and I think it's a respectable stance for him to take. But those are his views. We have to learn for ourselves, and we have to do our due diligence, and we have to know the numbers on our end. The other thing is, I've personally been part of a situation where I had a mega something take over where I worked. It was a mega building down the block, 10 minutes from where I work currently. And we ended up prospering from this mega building to the point where our memberships and our branch has increased. And I say that to say you have to play kind of like the devil's advocate. Can it help us? Is there a possibility? There might actually be a possibility where there's some help. And I say that because we can't just be small-minded. We have to think big, and we have to think that there's other possibilities. The other concern that we need to really come together, like Councilman Gonzalez said, is we should come together and fight the state that's taking away that money from us. And I wonder how much we're actually getting taken from the state and from the federal government. Is it what we're losing because of the casino is losing? I mean, that's just a thought to think about. And if there's not conversation between, you know, the Ameristar and Hard Rock, just like they contacted everyone here, they contacted the mayor, that we should demand those same conversations to happen, where we can have buses go from the Hard Rock to here, or if we have advertisement that's done from our Ameristar to them, because if you want to support, then give us your support back. You've already shown it without even a convention center being in question. Now you could show it afterwards. So I unfortunately will not go with the mayor, because I just believe that we have to think outside the box a little bit, and we're landlocked, and this is a way of thinking outside the box.
Councilwoman Winfield.
I feel the same as my colleagues due to the fact that it's not the fault of Hard Rock or the city of Gary, it's to the state. They're at fault. They're the ones that should settle this situation. Ameristar does need to step up their game. There's several issues that they need to take care of that's not being taken care of. I had tried to address some of them, but the attraction to the city, when we had Showboat, we were the city. And like I said, when there's an overflow at that convention center with rooms and stand and that, they're gonna come to Ameristar because we're the closest city that they'll come to. It's gonna bring revenue. Look at, if you even go to Ameristar in the Hard Rock, how many East Chicago employees do you see at the Hard Rock versus East Chicago? So I'm in agreement with my colleagues on overriding this veto, because it needs, Ameristar has to step up for the city of East Chicago. Hard Rock just gave a big contribution to the city of East Chicago. So, and they have been doing, this is not the first year that they've done it. They've been giving a contribution to our city ever since they've been open. So.
Councilman Hill.
Everybody always talk about job. I'm a retired job development worker. A lot of people don't want to work. I begged people to come see me when I was at work one. City of East Chicago residents did not come see me. I had everybody else come to see me, and guess what? I got them jobs. I got people jobs right now that are still working at the mills, still working at Lear and some other places. So this job stuff, some people just don't want to work. If they do want to work, they want the top job with less experience. So if you don't know about job, you'll never hear me saying nothing about job, because I know how the job market is. And I know what some of these residents want, they don't want to work. Thank you.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
I just want to make a clarification. We're voting on, to vote on this, we're voting on to override the veto.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that right, Attorney?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Hill,
No,
Winfield,
Yes.
Garcia,
Yes.
Orange,
Yes.
Ransomfer,
Yes.
Hernandez Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Franceschi.
Yes.
we don't get the things we need in the future. Our residents know how to vote.
All right, Councilman. My fault. Business? Any new business? Councilman Hill?
Yes, old business is the Harvest Food Group Incorporation is constantly moving. If you go down Railroad Avenue in 151st, you see they have the walls up. And could you believe some people were complaining about that? Some of these people who are doing the complaining, they're gonna be the first one to come to me and want their kid to get a job. So no matter what we do.
You talking about job?
Job. No matter what we do, we're gonna always get some complaints, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's equal. So I'm confused. So on that note, we're gonna keep on doing what we need to do. We ain't gonna make America great. We're gonna try to make Chicago better. Thank you.
Moving on, do we have any new business? Councilwoman Gonzalez?
I just wanted to make an announcement real quick. I'm president of the East Chicago Evening Lions, and right now we're having a steak sale, and it's from Lynn's Meats. And if you don't know, who Lynn's Meats are, they're the company that supplies Michael Jordan's restaurant, Gino's restaurants, with their steaks and their meats. So right now we're selling 20 steaks for $125, and it's New York strips, and then 36 burgers for $85. So if you're interested, make sure you contact me or Councilman Monroe for the order.
Councilman Monroe?
Yeah, I just want to make an announcement. We have a young man, Murphy, that made the Indiana and Kentucky also.
Do we have any other new business? Councilwoman Hernandez Orange?
The EC Green and the National School Board, or National Honor Society for the School City of East Chicago are having an Earth Day celebration on April 22nd, and it's going to be at the East Chicago Central High School. The organizations came and wanted to talk to us in regards to, can we give them a venue to actually have a location to have a celebration, and I gave them to the school city because I thought it was a good idea to get our young leaders to empower them to protect our planet since they're our future. So it's good to see them being able to have a celebration.
Thank you. Councilwoman Winfield?
I just want to ask Dr. Hernandez Orange, can you speak about the autism walk and sign up, because people have been asking about sign up?
Sure. So the Autism Walk is April 26th, and again, it's a conjunction between myself, School City of East Chicago, the Mayor of East Chicago Park Department. Signups are going on now. I think the last time I checked, we had about 378 people signed up, and this is individuals from all over Northwest Indiana. We have bounce houses, we have the walk that's actually going to happen. We have face painting and foods and vendors that will be there. You can sign up online, so you can find it on the park webpage. You can find it on the East Chicago ECTV webpage. There's a QR code that's going around. We did have sponsorship, and thank you to our sponsors. The event has continuously grown even more. We actually went to Maryville out to eat, and father said, "I've seen this online," and I signed up myself. So it's good to see that parents are taking advantage of what we have going on of education, of advocating and celebrating our families who have children with special needs or people with special needs.
And just for my colleagues to know, I've been council champion of that race for 2 years in a row.
Yes, he is a council champion.
Yeah, our council, attorney to draw up a resolution, so for Clerk Medina
passing on his father.
Yes.
I,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, his brother Mark. It's in favor.
Did you get that,
Yeah, what are we trying to,
Just like a resolution of it, you said you know the person's from or whatever.
I think that the clerk, the clerk, that's what people.
Vivian usually do that.
$50 an awesome job.
yeah.
thank you, Viv.
Oh, man,
Moving,
Often two jobs.
She does.
She got a job. Got it, yeah.
Madam Clerk, is there any public expression?
We do not have any.
With that being said, can I have a motion to adjourn? Motion was made by Councilman Garcia, seconded by Councilman Hill. Any questions on the motion? Roll call, please.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Bill,
Yeah.
Renfield,
Yeah.
Garcia.
Yeah.
Orange.
Yes.
Ransomberg.
Yeah.
Hernandez Orange,
Yes.
Monroe,
Yes.
Francisco.
Yes, good night.
Hello, man.